Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 279 of bulking to 75 kilos with calisthenics only. And I want to talk about the problem that we all experience, which is making excuses, and especially in calisthenics, I feel like there are a lot of people making excuses. I can't plunge because I'm tall, I can't front lever because I have legs, I can't do human flag because I am both tall and have legs. Whatever the case, there is an excuse for it. And, even if you have really nothing to make an excuse about, if you're skinny and light, you'll be like, well, he can do a lot of planches because he's special. He has good genetics. My bicep genetics, they suck. And well, why is it such a bad thing to make excuses? Obviously, it is because it takes away from the progress that you can actually make. And making excuses, it feels good because, you allow yourself to live in this world of possibility. If I say like, oh, I'm bulking, of course I'm gonna get weaker at the planche. Like at that moment that I actually do get weaker, I can tell myself, well, it's only because I'm bulking. It's only because I'm heavy that I'm now weaker at the planche. It's not because I didn't train enough. It's not because, I didn't try enough. It's because I bulked, right? I'm using this as an excuse to make up for other lacking areas in my life. It's very easy to tell yourself that, you are not able to do something because of something out of your control, right? I'm not able to planche because I'm tall. That's out of your control. It feels good to say that because it gives you a valid excuse. But, it also takes away like from the possibility to grow, right? Because you're in this bubble of, if only this, then I could do that, right? You're not making progress. You're not motivated to make progress. While, no matter what your genetics are or how tall you are or, how heavy or how big your legs are, right? No matter what the situation is, it does not change the fact that you can become stronger tomorrow than you are today, right? You can train today, recover, and become stronger, no matter what situation you're in. So it's kind of pointless to make these excuses, right? And, I'm guilty of this myself, right? I have said on this channel before, like, that I feel like, oh, I was born with skinny genetics and weak genetics. I have said this before in this channel before, like during a leg workout, like, I might not have the strongest genetics, whatever. It's an excuse I'm planting in my head, but is it actually the case? I don't know, right? You can't measure your statistics. I mean, training is a game, but it's not like an actual game where you can, invest or you can like see how much you have invested in particular stats. You can't compare your stats with anyone else. You have just what is given to you and you have to use it instead of complaining about it, right? So that's why today we have a push day. I'm gonna head outside and do some planches. And yeah, today's menu is it's gonna be a bit lighter than the previous one because the last few trainings have been very heavy and I feel overall very tired, but I'm gonna basically do some planche combos and then do some push-ups, volume, but focus on the form. I'm gonna do those Japanese style push-ups from last time. But last time I was like spamming them. Today I wanna see if I can, extend my arms a little bit more and get some volume that way. So that's gonna be the plan for today. Yeah, let's head outside and get started. Yes! Holy shit! Holy shit! Vegeta's team, boys. Vegeta Super Saiyan team. 5 seconds of hold, 3 push-ups, 3 presses. Not the perfect form, I know that. But this exact combo I have tried many times, Every training I've tried it. First time, 5 seconds, 3 push-ups, no press. Second time, 5 seconds, 3 push-ups, no press. 5 seconds, 3 push-ups, bad press, bent arms, like it was a 90-degree handstand push-ups. And then finally, last time, 1 press. Today, 3 presses. So obviously, none of these combos were perfect from the beginning to the day. None of them were perfect, but each one of them was a little bit better than last time. Hopefully, next time, the same process repeats itself. But, you're not going to be able to do these things if you tell yourself, I'm tall, or I have legs, I have some legs too now, maybe not the biggest, but they're there. I'm 75 kilos. I'm almost 6 kilos heavier than 9 months ago, I guess. I am 10 kilos heavier than, I guess about a year ago or 2 years ago, but I can still get stronger, and that's because I try to tell myself it doesn't matter, Yes, it will make things more difficult, but you can still push yourself and grow, and that's the most important part. So let's do the remainder of the combo sets, which is 4 more sets, and then see from there. Holy shit! That feels epic with this Dragon Ball music. I'm playing Gladius, which is it's a guy who remakes Dragon Ball songs. This set felt fucking epic because I was pushing up as the drop was coming. Again. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna do one more assisted set here inside, focusing on clean presses, because in the press I often have the issue of, bending my arms first of all, but also bending my legs. So by using assistance, the press will be easier, allowing me to focus more on the form. I'm dead. Now, not time for push-ups yet. It's time for forearm accessories. Okay, so time for accessories, and a quick tip, if you're doing not pure planche training, but also some basic training maybe, or any different exercise than the planche, right? Planche is an exercise where, injury happens. And the reason that it's such a high injury risk is because there's many of these little areas in your body that are getting used, and oftentimes they're not able to catch up to your body getting stronger. So you can prevent injuries by making those small areas, such as the forearm, which I'm about to train, by making them stronger. And there is perhaps no better time, to do it than in between exercises. For me, my planche workout is done. I'm about to do some push-ups, some normal push-ups, but my shoulders are still tired. So In the meantime, I could just wait here until my shoulders feel recovered, or I can use this time to do some forearm exercises and prevent injury in the future. So that's what I'm gonna do. The usual hammer lift. I've explained this many times on the channel. If you want an explanation, you can just go to day number 275 probably, and I will have explained it over there. So let's go. All right, 2 sets done, and you don't have to go to your max on all of these sets, but it's just important that every now and then you add a bit of reps, or you add a bit more weight, or just a bit more difficulty to your accessory exercises, because if all is going well, you are getting stronger at your planche, at your dips, whatever the fuck you may be doing. So the small areas in your body also have to get stronger. So if you keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again, months upon end, your body, your planche is getting stronger, but these little muscles and your tendons are staying the same, which is what you want to avoid. So every now and then, make sure to up the intensity just a little bit, set a new PR, so that you are sure that everything in your body is bulletproof to handle the training that you want to do. All right, time for some push-ups. All right, so I'm gonna do push-ups EMOM, every minute on the minute, 1 set, and I'm gonna do sets of 20 now. I don't know how much sets I'm gonna be able to do with this new push-up style, but whether it's 5 sets or 10 sets or maybe 20, by doing shorter sets of 20, I'm gonna be able to do more volume than I normally would if I were to do longer sets. So that's the goal of today. Do shorter sets, high volume, and try to pay attention to the form, which when it comes to the form, I'm putting the bars a bit wider. I'm putting my feet obviously up on these stairs, and then I'm gonna go deep, open up the chest and go deep, and just keep spamming the push-ups. And this is really gonna fire up the chest. So every minute on the minute, let's go. Oh shit. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh. Holy shit. 11 sets succeeded, which is the exact amount of sets that I did the first time I started doing regular push-ups. So it feels like I've gotten just right back to the start, but this is a more difficult variation. I'm pumped to shit. This is insane. Like, if I can get back to 1,000 with this variation, I'm gonna be insanely strong. Holy shit. Alright, what I'm gonna do now is, as always, take a quick break and then do some longer sets, different variation of push-ups, longer sets to really stimulate the endurance. But today, I think the second variation of push-ups will be just regular push-ups on the floor, nothing added, nothing special, just massively long sets. Let's see if we can aim for 100. Maybe 100 for 2 sets, that would be ideal, but at the moment my chest does not have the power for it, so I'm gonna recover and then we'll see. Oh fuck, that's 100 if I counted correctly. The form might be bad. I'll watch the video and adjust, but I'm gonna take 4 minutes of rest and then try again. Try to get to 100 once again. Fuck, that's 24. I'm not gonna let myself slip away here. I'll sit here until I get to 100, and then we can end the training with satisfaction. Alrighty, so that's it for today's training, and I was feeling tired from all the training of the last couple of days, especially the leg days, and I really wasn't expecting anything useful today, but I was surprised at the planche, very happy with how that went. Not only the push-ups in sync with the drop that just happened to be there, but also that first combo, 5 push-ups to 3 or 5 seconds of hold to 3 push-ups to 3 presses, although not perfect, certainly way better than before. And if it just keeps getting better like this, I cannot wait for the future. And now for these push-ups, the new variant that I'm trying to do here, like the Japanese style, if you missed one of the couple or one of the previous videos, there's this guy that I saw on YouTube, and he basically built an insane chest with just doing push-ups. And he did this for 5 years, only body weight, and he got up to like 10 sets of 100 push-ups, doing them like this, like I did during the EMOM. And it's just fucking insane because he doesn't rest much between the sets either. It's just like 100 push-ups and then 1 to 2 minutes rest, 100 push-ups, and it's insane how thick his chest is. So that's why I I took that one over. Not because I want a thick chest, but because you just know if someone has a chest that big from just doing push-ups, that is gonna be a strong chest as well. And I am aiming for a strong chest. I want these chesticles to be not my weak part, or not as weak as they are right now at least. But yeah, that's it for today's training. And like I mentioned in the beginning, it's easy, to blame everything that's not going the way you want on the world. It's easy to make up excuses. Oh, I cannot do a planche because I'm tall or whatever the fuck, right? It's easy to blame the world, but it's way harder to blame yourself, because even though some of those things that you're telling yourself, they might be true, you might be tall, you might have big legs, you might not have the best genetics, right? Still, the way that you are right now, you are able to grow. And by telling yourself all of these things of, well, I'm not able, you're not even allowing yourself to challenge, because who knows, if you were to challenge, maybe you have this one capability, this one character feature, right, that allows you to become way stronger than everyone else, like undiscovered talent, And yeah, that's the way I think about it. So, like, of course it's gonna happen, right? You have this voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, or I think most people have it in some cases, right? Some people more than others, but there's also this other voice, like asking yourself, like, well, what if you can do it, And sometimes it's just better to ignore that voice telling you that you shouldn't even try. Or I think most of the time it's better to ignore that voice and try anyway, give it your all, and then you'll see how far you can get, and you will learn from that, and you will find new challenges from that. So let's just keep going, Let's try to reduce the amount of excuses that we all make. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna have a shower, have some breakfast, and see you tomorrow for pool day. And also, tomorrow is the Belgian Street Workout Championship, which I am not participating in because I am way too weak, but I am gonna have a look, so perhaps there will be some footage as well. So let's go.